Hello Curious and welcome back. In Hollywood, many stars had undergone some sort of a treatment to improve the way they look. Be it from something minor such as getting their teeth whitened and fixed to undergoing more serious procedures, and as time goes by, the stigma that surrounds such cosmetic procedures slowly lifts. Yet of course, it is still a hot gossip topic, and one that has been talked about a lot for 20 years was Matthew McConaughey and his hair. Already at the start of the 2000s, people wanted to know if the Interstellar actor had undergone a transplant, and that has been something that has remained unanswered until now. The actor openly spoke about his hair and the treatment he underwent, and according to him, it wasn't a cosmetic procedure. So how did McConaughey get his full head of hair back? What reason did the star have to do something about his hair? What about the doctor who claimed to have done his transplant? And was this done with a Governor of Texas candidacy in mind? Stay with us until the very end, but before we continue, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that you're always up to date with the hottest celebrity gossip. In recent years, the Hollywood star has been more open about his hair loss problems in the 90s and early 2000s. In an interview, he talked about how at the time that some of his most famous rom-coms were released, such as The Wedding Planner, it was visible that he was losing his hair. In an interview with Lad Bible, the actor said that reality struck him when he saw a photo of himself at a turn of the Millennium Party in 2000 in Jamaica, though all in good spirit because seeing a photo of himself with a baseball-sized bald spot on the top of his head was something that had made the actor laugh. Though it was also something that he wanted to fix. And in order to combat the issue, Matthew had shaved it all off in the hopes that when it grew back, it would grow back stronger and all the problems with his appearance would be solved. He also added it was also to have a fresh start. But funnily enough, in the interview, he revealed that someone told him to shave his locks during a full moon, as it might have somehow celestially summoned the regrowth he craved. It was also something he talked about in his book Greenlights. And if you want to know more about what he revealed in it, then be sure to check out our previous video by clicking on the link above. Though for now, make sure to stay with us until the very end. And just as he hoped, so it happened, because already by the early 2000s when his hair grew back, the difference was highly visible, and of course, it got everyone talking. Of course, given that it's Hollywood and one thing many associate with its stars, it's undergoing cosmetic procedures to fix their look. It was the same in the case of McConaughey, and for a long time, many were convinced that the now 52-year-old actor had to have undergone a hair transplant. As it turned out, one doctor had even decided to credit himself with being the one to fix the actor's problem. Speaking with reporters, Matthew had talked about how he had once bumped into a renowned doctor in Beverly Hills who told him of a surgeon that was taking credit for his hair recovery. According to the man, his lying colleague would mention McConaughey and his hair every single year at an international hair transplant convention, claiming to have been the one the failure to launch actor had to thank for his full head of hair. Of course, that was something that McConaughey had denied, and so the doctor he was speaking with asked if he could check his hair. The actor agreed, and after a moment of feeling around his scalp to check, the man agreed that the Hollywood star did not in fact have transplants. Having now found out the answer with his own bare hands, the surgeon claimed that at the next convention he would prove the other man wrong if he tried to tell his story again. Though, when it comes to getting hair transplants for men in Hollywood, it is nothing new. There had been many cases of stars who previously notably were balding, had thinning hair or receding hairlines, only to after some time appear with a head full of hair. Some were pointed out by experts but were never confirmed by the stars, such as John Travolta and Elon Musk. Though there were others that were open about fixing their problems, such as Elton John, who in his autobiography revealed that already in the 70s he had undergone 2 unsuccessful transplants, which he partially blamed on not following the doctor's orders. However, in the case of the Candle in the Wind singer, he later underwent another procedure in 2013, which was successful. Most recently, people have been speculating if Prince Harry might have undergone a hair transplant. And if you want to know more about why, then be sure to check out our previous video by clicking on the link above. Though for now, stay with us until the end to find out what McConaughey claims fixed his hair. Seeing that Matthew has denied the claims that he underwent a procedure, and that even a surgeon who is a specialist in the field had confirmed that he did not have transplants, then how did his hair problem go away? Well, according to a recent interview, he achieved this by rubbing a topical ointment on his head every day for about 10 minutes. Speaking about it, he said that it was something he was fully committed to and that it was just a manual labour. He went on to add that he didn't take Propecia, which is a medicine to treat hair loss, or anything else. It was a simple ointment that he had been using for the past 20 years. And as he revealed in an interview with Lad Bible, he does not plan on stopping to use it anytime soon, as the 52-year-old actor does not want to take any chances of having problems with his hair again. And given that it helped his hair look so good that everyone thought he had transplants, it is no surprise. So what more do we know about McConaughey's miracle cure? As the actor himself revealed recently, it was all thanks to an ointment from Regenix. But as it turns out, while they might have saved the actor's hair, he had saved their business. Bill Edwards, the CEO of the company, had recently spoken with TMZ and talked more about the story of the actor and the company. As it turns out, despite all those years of people talking and speculating that Matthew had a hair transplant, the Hollywood star had actually talked about this company over 20 years ago. As Edwards has revealed, he has been their customer since 1999. In 2001, however, he had given Regenix a shout-out during an appearance on The Late Show. As a result, they began to see a huge rise of customers from all over the world. The McConaughey effect, as the CEO called it, increased demand for the company's product so much that they were forced to create a new mail order program for potential international clients. But now fast forward to 2020, when the pandemic hit and they were forced to shut down their clinic in LA. And so, in order to keep the company afloat, they focused on expanding their existing mail order program. In return, as Bill revealed, they did not lose a single customer. The CEO says it's thanks to Matt, who had helped their hair treatment brand on multiple fronts, such as getting more customers and giving them a new way to withstand the COVID-19 problems. As a thank you, he added that the actor and his friends can enjoy free treatment from them for life. While it is clear that since starting the treatment, the actor has enjoyed his full head of hair, some fans were curious as to why. While it is not known whether this would have affected the actor's career, after all, there are plenty of actors with different kinds of hair. Some seem to suggest that it might have been affecting his personal life, though the actor has never spoken out about that. As for his wife Camila Alves, with whom he has 3 children, it is worth pointing out that the two had met much later, in 2006. Though a simple reason for Matthew choosing to treat his hair could have been for his own comfort. Though some had suggested that this had something to do with all speculations that the actor had plans to turn into politics and join the race to become the Texas governor. According to fans and the media alike, for months in 2021, he was dropping hints that many had understood were his plans to follow in the footsteps of other Hollywood actor, namely Arnold Schwarzenegger, and become a politician. Because of this, some had thought that maybe the decision to save his hair was linked to this. And while that could have been a plausible reason, make sure he looks good during his campaign run, as it turns out, Matthew has no such plans to venture into politics. While some fans are still curious if this is something he will do, in November last year, the Interstellar actor had broken the news to his followers via a video posted to his Twitter in which he talked about what he learned from studying Texas and American politics over the last several years, though he pledged to be of service in other ways, adding that politicians can't do something for the public unless we choose to do something for ourselves. Addressing his fans, he said, "As a simple kid born in a little town of Uvalde, Texas, it never occurred to me that I would one day be considered for political leadership. It's a humbling and inspiring path to ponder. It's also a path that I'm choosing not to take at this moment." Well, now we might not see the actor in as many movies as before, especially rom-coms, as we mentioned at the start of the video. The actor also saw him shaving his head as a fresh start. At the time, he also noted that he was moving away from romance movies and focusing on taking on much different roles. And while he was scared, having turned down a $14.5 million offer and having no acting gigs come his way for a year and a half, in the end, it all worked out for Matthew. As you might remember, Curious, he went on to win an Academy Award and his career went through a so-called reconnaissance. So given that the mystery of McConaughey's hair has been put to rest once and for all by the actor, what do you think, Curious? Would you try the ointment that Matthew has been using? Do you think he had some other motive to change his appearance? And do you think in the future he should run for a political position? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.